But everybody's feeling really good about spring, guys. I think we're going to turn some things around. Hopefully, the interest rates drop for everybody, maybe into the low fives and maybe shockingly the high fours. And I think people can come out of the woodwork. But great time to attract also. People are jumping left and right. I have talked to some agents literally who have had 4 or 5 transfers of brokerages like every year. Just, it's like somebody's looking for the right place to land. So anyway, great time for attraction as well. And as always, we've got an incredible interview this morning and connected with this guy just a couple of weeks ago. Pretty staggering, guys. He's added over 225 agents in the last year. So if you're listening today and you haven't got started, you're about to hear from a gentleman who, you can put the numbers to that. That's over 5 figures a month. Depends on how many levels he has open, but that's incredible, Armando. So first of all, congrats. Let me give you a quick little background and we'll dive right into this thing. But nice, short, and sweet. Armando, from corporate America for 10 years, then he got into real estate, started off as an ISA, which led to over 1,500 transactions without any showings or writing contracts. He started a team, opened up a brokerage. He hated it, merged with EXP on January 9th, my birthday, brother man. Good time to have joined. And am currently at 228 agents in a year. So Armando, I think we're all going to be kind of blown away here. Let me open this thing up. Why don't we start off? First of all, man, sincerely appreciate your time this morning. I know you were a busy man. Man, anything else you'd like for us to just know about you before we jump into the interview?
No, man, I normally don't like to make these things about me. I'd like to answer as much questions as I can, provide as much value as I can. So, no, man, no, that's perfect. Appreciate it.
Perfect. Do you mind me asking, family-wise, married, kids?
Hey, yeah. So my wife, she's actually my business partner. Been together for 18, 19 years. And we have 2 kids, a son who's 18 and a daughter who's going to be 15 in June. So kids, but little adults.
Gotcha. Congrats, my friend. Congrats. Well, why don't we start off? I think my curiosity always is how were you approached about EXP and what was it that made you pull the trigger and come on board?
Yeah, so I really wasn't approached. I mean, early on in our career or as EXP's inception and then through on, we had other agent friends that were with EXP in our state across the country. And, we get hit up or peppered here and there, but never really, had an open mind. And then as we kind of touched on, we had our brokerage, had it about 2 years on a P&L standpoint or profitability standpoint. I mean, very profitable, very successful brokerage, but we hated it. We just saw that we were putting bar after bar after bar around ourselves and creating a jail, if you will. We got to taken away from the things that we liked and enjoyed, being able to pour into our agents directly. My wife, she stepped out of production because she was the broker on record and felt guilty being at a listing appointment or a showing or with a client and the agents are waiting or needing things. So she stepped out of production and then realized hey, that's kind of what I really liked. We don't like these other little tedious things. And so we actually were at a point where we're like, what are we going to do? So we started interviewing options and, meeting different organizations. We knew we wanted something more tech focused, like cloud-based, something more modern. So the EXPs, Reels, LPTs, Epics, things like that. And just for every box and every reason, EXP just kept winning. So had a meeting with our team, let them know what we were going to do and why we were going to do it and what it would do and provide to them. We also use it as an opportunity to kind of trim the fat, if you will, kind of separate and partner with agents that we no longer we're in unison with or that really weren't great culturally or things like that. So made the move over January 9th. January 9th of 2025, had about 21 of us. And now, we had one join on Friday. So now we're at 229.
Good for you. And what was the size of the team before the ones that came with you?
We'd got at that point, because it was the start of that 2-year horrible transaction season. So we were down to about 35, 36.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah, we had about 4 that stayed with our previous brokerage that we were at before we opened up our own brokerage, and the rest of the agents just left the industry.
Gotcha. Yeah, we've seen a lot of that in the last couple of years, no doubt.
Yeah.
So all of you that came over, did you immediately begin to build the rev share? Was it all focused on production? What did it look like a year ago?
Yeah, so My wife, she's in production or back in production. We are both considered part-time, I guess you would say, but she works in the business doing production and I work on the business. One of the things being agent recruiting and attraction. I've always done that from when we started our team to when we were on our brokerage. Like I was always looking for people to join and partner with us. Now just being in a better vehicle like EXP, with all the additional resources we have, like our value stack, our upline and things like that. It just made it a lot more easy to attract. And then because this is like a national or international play, depending on how big you want to scale yours, it just gave us a bigger playground to play in. So to us, it was like I've always been doing agent attraction. I say we're part-time because we like to travel, or we're very involved with our kids, their lives. Like we've been intentional with that since they were born. Now that they're getting older and our son's going to college, like every Sunday it's family night, non-negotiable. Like I still make plenty of time to date my wife. I like to make time for my friends and so golfing yesterday, things like that. So I work about 5 hours on average, and she works about 5 hours in production a day. So about 25 hours a week. And that's what I do, and that's what she does. The rest of my days peppered in with meetings like this, training our agent one-on-ones. Like I'm doing a lot of growth and development with them. We bring in a lot of team leaders or former broker owners, and in like agreement that we would help them grow and scale their either team or organization. So sometimes I'm taking three-way calls or taking one-on-one calls with them to help build their business or organization. So about 5 hours is me actually like going after it.
Gotcha. And real quick, and you've shared with me, I don't remember, where are you from again? What area?
Arizona.
Arizona. What part of Arizona?
We cover all over, like the Phoenix area, but we're in Waddell, small suburb in the West Valley.
I gotcha. And when you referred to, your upline and so forth, who is the group that's above you? I'm just curious.
Yeah, so Joshua Smith, he's a pretty large real estate coach in the industry. He has the GSD Mode podcast and training. And then he's my direct sponsor. He's one of the main reasons that it kind of lined up and why we went with EXP. He had just merged as well. We saw it as an opportunity to, realign and collaborate. And then his sponsor is Mike Sherrard with the Wolfpack.
Ah, Wolfpack. Okay.
Yeah, so essentially, part of the Wolfpack.
Got you. Very, very cool. So your group came over, and it sounds like you're kind of, first of all, 5-hour workday, and then the rest is Zooms and all that kind of stuff. So during that 5-hour workday, are you pretty much focused yourself on the attraction side of it?
Yeah, 100%. So yeah, we have or I have different new lead acquisitions. Like we're a part of some of the local schools here. So we have in-person events, virtual events. We'll do lunch and learns. We also get their school list. So agents that have signed up for the real estate courses or have just passed the real estate state exam. We get the list, start reaching out to them there. We used to do a lot of Indeed up until they recently changed their policy. Now that's kind of fleeted away. We then we do a lot of events or workshops, whether it's in person or virtual. So last week we did a how to leverage virtual assistants in your real estate business workshop. We had about 16 people jump on, so they're never anything major, but we got 3 agents that are considering partnering with us. So whether it's a virtual event like that or an in-person event, whether it's a lunch and learn or a social media day, we do a lot of the lifestyle photo shoots or things like that. We'll bring and invite agents to it and then use it as a way to just connect. We've always been, even in our production business, kind of more relationship based. So we just kind of pivoted that towards attraction and kind of use that as another pillar as well.
That's awesome. And at these events, is EXP brought up at all, or is just value driven on production?
Yes and no. I'm always wearing an EXP shirt or maybe an EXP hoodie, something like that, just so that they can kind of see it. If they registered, whether it was online or they in person, the flow desk link that we use for registration has EXP kind of peppered on it. We don't normally talk EXP. One of the things that I like to do is start getting to know them. Hey, how's your business? What's your lead generation? What are you doing? What are you having success with? Oh, how's that going? And I'm literally taking notes because success leaves clues, right? If I could pick up a nugget to then pass on to our agents and then that helped them, their business, I'm like, that's awesome. And then that brings curiosity up, law of reciprocity. So they start asking me, hey, what about you? How's your business? What does this look like? So then it transitions into EXP. So EXP never comes up, but it always comes up.
Yeah. Yeah. So is your team pretty much doing the same thing, pretty much driven by events? Is that where most of the attraction is coming from?
The attraction part, yes, it's events or workshops. The recruiting is me getting those lists, making outbound dials every day, trying to set up one-on-one Zooms, right? I use those lists. And then when I'm calling them, hey, we have this upcoming event. Would you like to attend and be our guest? I'm not trying to just, especially too, like if they've recently passed their state exam, they have tons of different teams or brokerages at that point peppering them. So I'm like, well, what's going to differentiate us? I'm like, well, hey, let's get belly to belly or face to face. Cause then again, like once you get to know, like, trust, right? So we try to just expedite that, and events seem to like shortcut the amount of follow-ups or reach outs or things like that. And then when they see that they can see themselves with our group or organization to whatever capacity, they get interested in it. Hey, can we talk more about what this would look like, right? So the attraction comes from the events, but that 5 hours a day is me reaching out to agents. Like I have my ideal avatar that I like to reach out to. So I'm either scrubbing them or finding them through social, or I'm getting a list through like our title company, or I'm like reaching out to our agent, like in our downline, like, hey, who would be the ideal person in your market that you would want to partner with? And then I'll try to go after them. So I have my ideal avatar. So the 5 hours of me doing that, the events are peppered in, but we leverage the events when we're reaching out. That way it's not just, hey, can we set up a time to talk to see if our brokerage would be a good fit? They're getting a ton of that. And don't get it wrong, like I'm still, if they can't go to the event or they can't make it, cool. Well, did you have a good day and time to jump on a Zoom, see if our organization would be a good fit? So kind of just going over and approaching it that way, but kind of leveraging both. I wish I was better at attraction. I mean, we do still get some, but like I don't have a big name like a Joshua Smith or a Mike Sherrard. You know what I mean? Like they both coach at this point over 7,500 agents each. They have major podcast or YouTube channels. Like I don't have any of that. I don't want or desire to have any of that. Like I'm not the influencer type. I just like to showcase like, hey, here's what we've done in our business. And if it could help you within yours, like, let's go.
Gotcha. And you said your avatar. So what is the ideal avatar?
Yeah. So obviously we'll still take new agents. I would always love to be the help or be a part of an agent success journey, right? Like, hey, this was the guy or my mentor or my coach that got me from where I'm at to where I want to go. So I still do love that feeling. So we'll take on new agents, but my ideal avatar are top producing agents, typically doing about 20 million or more. And then team leaders or broker owners, just because that's who we were. I know their pain points, I know their stresses. So it makes it kind of easy for that dialogue to kind of come up. Like we're talking to a small brokerage about 2.5 hours away in a city called Tucson. One broker, two agents. And like they're not, like it's not a big brokerage by any means, but that office does over 30 million. So I was actually on a presentation and he saw my EXP shirt. And I thought he was the presenter or the host or the mediator or moderator. So I was like, hey, he was just asking questions, and then he's like, oh, so you're with EXP? I'm like, yeah, what about, like, are you brokerage? Are you part of the school? He's like, no, I'm a local brokerage here. Well, we ended up talking, and I was like, man, props to you, brother. I was like, I know what that's like, man. I was like, you're a tough one. And then so we started talking, and he's like, well, if you're not a brokerage and you're with the ESP, how did that work or what? Curiosity, right? So I went over all the pain points. Coincidentally, it's all the pain points he's having. So now we're in talks about bringing him over and are looking for a local co-sponsor in that area. So he has boots on the ground there. And then our support to help him grow. So like that's my ideal avatar, because we've all been there, or I've been there. So I kind of know what that is.
Yeah.
But then I also selfishly, I like working with builders, right? Whether it's top producing agents, team leaders, broker owners, or builders, like for organization. I like growing, you know what I mean? Like expanding is what kind of like interests me or like motivates and inspires me. So I just like working with other high level, agents.
Yeah. And let's dig a little deeper into that for those who either might be on here or may listen in the future. Bringing on, whether it's a team or a small independent brokerage, you talked about their pain points. If you wouldn't mind, man, just for a minute, kind of talk about, now that you've been doing a bunch of those calls, and some of it's pretty obvious, but what are some of those pain points, just for those who might listen to this recording later if they're trying to talk to an independent broker?
Yeah. So in my personal opinion, you typically start a team for one of two reasons. One, necessity, like you're losing business if you don't have agents that you can refer or pass it off to and get some type of commission, or you just want to, right? To me, the ones that want to kind of don't have enough reason or like need to in regards to the team succeeding. So then they start a team, but they don't have onboarding support, any additional resources. They don't have any systems or processes. So it makes it harder for them to recruit or to grow or expand or to retain, right? Like, yeah, I want to bring them in the door, but I don't want them to leave once they come. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So then they have high attrition or things like that. That gentleman who's a small brokerage, he's having a hard time attracting to his boutique brokerage. I was like, bro, I get it. I was like, da 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 da, and I was like, man, you should come over and partner with us. He's like, well, I'm not really trying to go over and do the same thing somewhere else. I was like, well, if you don't, just know that we're who you're competing with. So all the things that you just said you
Wow.
liked, love, that is awesome and amazing, and wow, I can't believe you guys offer all that. Do you think an agent would want to go to that or to what you're offering? And so it's just like those
Good.
points, right? So it's just showing them like, hey, like I don't want you to come to EXP. Here's what your pain points are, your struggles, whether they want to grow or expand, or whether it's production, agent production, whether it's growing their team. Some are cool staying small and like mighty, right? Like it's like Navy
Hmm.
SEAL style, like there's less, but they're killers, right? Some want a massive like expansion team. So it's just like kind of like identifying that. And then like anything else, what are the lead generations? What's the follow up? What's the process? Some of them are leveraging a CRM like they would with their buy sells or investor clients, right? So like setting it up, making sure that they have the right habits, but then that support system, they don't now have to worry about like contracts or all that other stuff. Like it's all done
Hmm.
for them, E&O and all that stuff. So office space, overhead, like a lot of brokerages, in my opinion, or from what I've seen, unless you have over, I'd say, I don't know, about 500 agents, you're really not too profitable. People might think they are, but then when they look at the actual income generated, but then incorporate all overhead expenses, man, like they're putting in a lot of work, a lot of risk for not too much. You know what I mean? So just showing
Hmm.
them the numbers like, hey, well, just at a quick number comparison, if you were over here, here's what it would look like if you were to grow and partner with us versus what it looks like where you're currently at, right? So just kind of showing them that and just showing them like, hey, here's how we can help you and what that looks like. EXP just happens to be the platform that allows it. But don't worry about EXP. Here's what we're working on and what we're going to do. EXP is just a vehicle that's going to get us there and allow us to do it.
Yeah. That's awesome, man. I mean, it, I know you kind of lead with events and stuff, but you said every once in a while you're making outbound calls. So if you made an outbound call today to an independent brokerage like that, how might you start that conversation if you didn't have a relationship with them? How do you kind of get that started?
Yeah, so it's one of two ways. Hopefully they're on social and I can check them out, kind of get a feel for them. That way I can kind of do a little research, if you will. So Sean, my man, Armando Gomez, EXP Realty here. We're looking at expanding our organization around your area. We're looking for either top producing agents, a team leader, or a broker owner to kind of partner with to kind of start growing in that area. It's a partnership, so you would be the representative there who would be the ones help growing and expanding, but we would be in partnership doing it with you. Are you open to maybe just jumping on a quick 30-minute Zoom, just kind of going over what that might look like? And if they're interested or cool, yeah. If not, I'm always like, cool. Well, hey, like I said, I like to mastermind, network, and connect with other like-minded individuals. I myself am a team leader, used to be a brokerage owner. I know the pain points, I know the struggles. I'm always there, or I always like to mastermind, see what's going on, what's working, updated systems, processes, workflows, things like that. Would it be cool to at least stay in touch so that way we could, maybe mastermind or connect or doing something like that in the
Hmm.
future? If I have an event coming up, or even if I don't, because maybe they're out of town, right? They can't come to the event. I'll let them know, hey, well, I'm having a virtual training that we're putting on. It might be beneficial or valuable to your agents. Would you like me to send you the link? That way you can go ahead and pass it to your agency if it might provide some additional value to them. The same thing. It's like, and we always try to keep one in person and one virtual always on the books. So that way it's like, hey, we always have something to point to, right? Or
Yeah.
I have like, certain like I call them like tangibles where it's like, hey, well, I have this tracker that helps with not only your organization's production, like everything that like totals, and you can check it daily, weekly, monthly, yearly, it all rolls up. If you don't
Hmm.
have that, can I go ahead and send it to you? Or what is it that you need that I might be able to provide value with? So I just start shotgunning them things, like trying to give them what we have. We were raised on just being value driven. So we're just trying to provide as much value as we can up front, even if we get nothing out of it. Because in the long run, that's what I would attribute some of the like earlier immediate success that we had when we made that transition is it was 9 years prior, us just giving and providing and speaking and doing all these things for free, never asking for anything, like just doing it. To then when we made the move and we were now able to partner or align with them, they're like, hey, this is already a 9-year relationship. Like, who else am I going to consider? Or I know what you guys are about. Like, now we can do it. Like, let's go. So I just think providing that much value. So anything that can provide value that I can give them, like in talking with them, if they're like, oh, I'm having this pain point with this or things like this. Oh, here's a great training or a great book I read or things like that. Like, I'm just always trying to find a way to at least start adding that value if I can't set up a meeting right away.
Yeah, dude, that is awesome. That is some incredible verbiage you've thrown out. You're rambling. This is when you and I spoke on the phone before this. I could just tell you have a ton of value and a giving heart to help these agents, these teams, and all that. It's obviously showing. What was I just thinking? Within your group, that 200 and whatever it is, 28, 29 now, are you pretty much the main one doing what you're talking about, or do you have now a couple of generals that have sort of stepped up and they're doing the same thing as you?
Nah, so before we joined EXP, I got with my mentor or sponsor. I got with Mike Sherrard. He flew down, and we talked about what this would look like. Like, how could we be one of the strongest legs in his organization? Because I like, okay, yeah, I'm going to join the Wolfpack, but then why would I join this agent of the Wolfpack over this agent? Like, I was like, hey, I want this to be stacked. And we all made an agreement there that we would all help and support each other grow and be there for whatever it is that we needed. And that it would go down even when people are on our 12th or 15th tier. Like, nobody's going to lose access. Nobody's going to do whatever. It's like, because I wanted to make sure that like, that was one of my scared or like fears is, oh shit, I don't want to join the wrong organization and they not support or them not be as invested or they just want to get a quick cash grab and then be out. I wanted people that I could roll with for at least the next 20 years, right? So that was one of our agreements. So me and Josh made it so any agents that we bring into our organization, we let them know, obviously we want you to focus on what you want to focus on. Most of our agents or organization is primarily focused on production, which is great. But then we do have some agents that, again, they were either team leaders, broker owners, or they want to become builders and start the revenue share. So what we told them from the jump is if you have anybody who is interested, we will do the call with you or for you. We'll go over EXP or we'll go over their pain points, their value, show how EXP is going to be the best vehicle to get them from where they're at to where they want to go and how we're going to assist them in doing so. And then we take the call, but we onboard them under that agent. That way they could benefit from the revenue share. It all flows up. So that was one of the, since we were all in agreement in regards to the leadership team, that's what we passed down to our agents is, hey, if you ever have anybody interested, just we like right now, do we have generals? Yes. Some that are like the team leaders and builders, and they already same thing. They already were running that same play, so they really don't need as much help, but they leverage us now for additional trainings, events, workshops. Like we teach our agents to be what we call connectors or inviters, meaning connectors as in maybe it's a cross-sell agent, right? Like, hey, Chuck, awesome working with you, man. True professional. I love that you were able to help keep the deal together. I know this was a rough one. I appreciate your time and value. Would you like to, go get a cup of coffee on me? And then just try to get face-to-face. That's what we teach our agents to do. Whenever some don't want to get face-to-face, some will want to just do that script over call, text, DM. So then it's just like, hey, Chuck, pleasure working with you. Appreciate your help keeping the deal together. True professional, my man. Wish there was more of you in the industry. As a thank you, here's a $10 gift card. But you're the type of agent that we like to work and partner with. Would you be interested in connecting with my business partner? It could be me. It could be Josh. The agents can pick either or. So, hey, can I connect you with my business partner, Armando, and go over kind of what partnering or collaborating together would look like? And then if they're interested, cool, great. Same thing, if they're at an event or they have another colleague, just be a good connector. Like, find a reason to set up a connection and then we'll take the call. You could be involved. We tell our agents you could be as hands-on or as hands-off in attraction as you want to be. And then I'll take the call, but I'll put them underneath them. That way I can start helping them build their revenue share. And then inviters, meaning, hey guys, we have the spring training game coming up. Would you like to be our guest? And then invite them, bring them into our world. Again, they can see what we're doing. Like most of the time at our events, I'm not even doing any of the recruiting or the attraction. Our agents are selling the organization. You don't got that? Oh man, we got this over here. We're loving it. Da, da, da. Your team doesn't do that for you, or they don't offer that. Oh man, we get tons of that. Like, yeah, da, 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 da. Oh,
Mhm.
like it just, and then they're like, what? So then by the end of the night, I'm like, hey, so did you have a good time? You know, da 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 da. Cool. Well, hey, we're always doing different events like this. Would you like to be on our invite list? Oh, okay, awesome. I'll keep you on, man. Well, cool. Yeah, I know we didn't get really much chance to talk business wise, but before I go, any questions, anything that we might be able to help with on our end? And then to kind of tease it up, and then, hey, I think I would like to learn more a little bit about this, or yeah, can we set up a time to connect? So I'm just kind of going from there. So we just teach our agents how to be inviters and connectors for the most part. But yes, fortunately, we do have several builders. Primarily, those were the team leaders or broker owners that we brought into our organization. So we brought in a mega team here in our local area, came over about 43 agents. The team leaders, and then so that team leader, and he also has the office manager. All they do is attraction. So I'm helping them grow. Then like we brought over
Mm.
another brokerage out in Utah. That broker is continuously growing his organization. We brought on a couple in Florida and in Texas and in Alabama. They're already continuing to grow. So I'm just checking in on them, seeing what they need. Most of the time it's, hey, like a slide deck might help, or hey, can I get some guides created for this or some tangibles? I'm like, perfect. To me, I learn or take it as like a lesson, a learning lesson. And then I get the opportunity to go create another material or resource that I can go ahead and start giving to them to add value. But then I'm going to now have that and add or send it to agents as a value add or value piece. So that's kind of primarily what we do, but nobody major, and not just trust me, like I don't think I'm nowhere near where I want to be. So I don't think that my number is high in comparison to where it is I want to be. But that is kind of what helped get us there faster, was just bringing in bigger like organizations and then helping them
Mhm.
grow. But like nobody that has aspirations that we have, like Josh wants to get to a 40,000 person downline. I'd be cool with a 5,000. Like 5,000 is my goal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and I know that that's a big feat, but I'm like, hey, you gotta have a goal or target. Like, let's just start there.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people, like even yourself, has an impressive, almost 2,000 or so, which is amazing. So I'm like, it's doable. Like it's there. Like, and I just want to get there as quickly as possible.
Yeah. Well, you are well on your way, my friend. Um, Golly, I've got several questions. You're just rocking things off. Just to confirm this, I hear all the time when you're talking to a team or an independent broker, is the ratio pretty much what you've been hearing is about 20%? If you're talking to somebody with 10 agents, do you still come across it's like two agents that are really producers and there might be
Oh,
two or three doing same kind of thing? Is that sort of the
yeah,
ratio?
yeah, yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah, in
yeah.
regards to agent production per team of
Yeah.
brokerage. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Like, I mean, on average, most of the agents that they bring in, like, they're at least actually, I'd say that they're decent in the sense of that they do bring over a decent amount of cappers. So they have probably more cappers than they have non-capping. But then same thing too, they're always bringing on newer agents, which kind of sways the average transaction per account per agent.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, they actually do have pretty decent agents. So I'd say there's probably a little bit more like 4 to 10.
Well, that's good. Good, good, good. And when it comes to retention, engagement with your group, we're always talking about that. How do we get more of our group engaged? Is it just all these events? Is it emails, text? What do you think is the primary thing, glue that you're using, you and your group, to keep everybody engaged and keep that retention?
Yeah, so we tell agents from the jump, like, hey, we're always here and we don't know what we don't know. So please don't wait longer than, 10, 15 minutes of struggling with something before reaching
Mm,
out. If you're taking longer than that, you're choosing that pain, right? Like, I don't know that you're struggling with that or whatever it is you need to just reach out, but I'm always here. And I say that, but it's funny how very few actually take me up on it. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah,
Primarily our like main communication with our agents is, yeah, like we'll see them at events or at trainings, but our organization meets almost every single day. Now they're not like mandatory or required. We just like to have different trainings for our agents to kind of hop in and out of for
yeah,
whatever it is they're wanting or needing within their business. And because they're so often, they're just naturally getting that sense of community or support or collaboration, things like that. We also have a private school group. That's our main hub. That's what hosts all of our trainings, all of our materials, our calendar with all of our weekly events or monthly events. It's our community page. It's almost like Facebook for those who aren't familiar, but like you can post in it and engage and interact. So that's our primary hub. If agents need
And what are you using for that again? I'm sorry, for that hub.
school.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
School, yeah. It's Alex Hermosi's platform,
Yeah,
SKOOL.
yeah,
Not too bad. I love it. It's actually super easy, super convenient. Our sponsor already had a school group. Mike Sherrard had a Wolfpack group. I didn't want our agents to have multiple sites that they were dancing in and out of. So
yeah,
we just took everything of ours, brought it over to school. So now they can toggle between the three groups. Everything they need is there. If they have a comment question, they can put it in there. The team can collaborate, things like that. And then we have a big team email blast. So we don't like to spam them with like if it's an event, we'll put it on the calendar, but we're not like, hey, come to this event, come to this event. They already know it's on their calendar. If they want to go and show, they can. I say that because like we have social media and AI training, but some people aren't utilizing or leveraging social media and AI, and that's cool. But then don't go to that training, right? We also have like a ladies only call, like within our Wolfpack organization. So it's only all the ladies masterminding, collaborating. If you're a dude, obviously you're not going to that one. We have a weekly agent attraction meeting, just like this. We typically will have a guest speaker, which I was mentioning. If you can come on, that'd be awesome. But we have a weekly one where it's either a guest speaker or we're going over our presentations, our flows, things that are working. It's just kind of masterminding and soundboarding off each other. But if you're not plugged into attraction or aren't into that, then don't go, right? And then we have like our Monday meetings that get our agents, right regarding mindset or production or goals or activities, and then just a couple throughout the week that are just open Q&A. We'll jump in, really not have any topic, but it's like, hey, what are you needing or what can we help with? Just conversations, but that we can get face to face. So because we meet often, it brings that community. Like it's like, that's actually one of the best compliments that, in my opinion, that we get is, man, like, I've seen and hung out and talked to you guys more in the past 2 weeks or the past month than I've had with my last brokerage in the past 5-6 years. I'm like, awesome. I was like, hey, and then we remind them, cool. And also let us know if you ever need anything on a one-on-one basis. You got me, you got Nalika, you got Ashley, Josh, Mike, Connor, like leverage us, reach out, for whatever it is you need. So they always feel like they have a lot of support or resources when it comes to like culture, community.
yeah, yeah. It's interesting because we're doing a lot of the same things, but we really started to do a lot of it in the last 2, 3 years, and we already had 1,000+ agents. It's just hard to get the rest of them to come back in. They're out doing their own thing. But everything you're doing, it sounds like we're doing a lot of the same. Other than I don't know if we have quite the amount of events and stuff, live events you do. Yeah, that part is, from what I'm hearing from so many attractors, that is a big, big piece that we need to probably start doing more of that, Kelly, in a lot of our different markets, if at all possible. But anyway, man, this has been some incredible content. I don't want to be the only one tying up the whole thing and asking questions. Kelly, any of you guys, anybody got any questions you'd like to ask? I can continue on, but I don't want to be the only person. Anybody got? Yeah, go ahead, Kel.
I do. So with the speed that you're attracting, how do you go through your onboarding process and plugging them into your environment?
Yeah, awesome question. So once agents onboard with our organization and we get notified, Josh actually, he'll go ahead and send a welcome email that'll welcome them to the team. It'll have our school group links in there for them to join. The first video in our school platform is how to navigate through school, so that way they can quickly watch a 3 to 5 minute video on how it works and how to play with it. And then it lets them know that our operations manager, Ashley, will be reaching out to schedule a one-on-one Zoom with them to get them up and running within our organization. So she goes ahead and she logs them into all of EXP stuff, shows them where, the auditorium is, all the Okta, my EXP, what everything does. She helps them, hey, I recommend saving it in your internet browser and setting it up this way. Hey, on your folder for your email, here's the emails to keep an eye out on. Here's the ones you don't need to for now. Here's also how I recommend setting it up. Were you able to get in the school groups? Yes, great, perfect. Remember, that's where we communicate and all of our materials are at. Please make sure you jump into our school group since they're in our organization and start with the initial onboarding there. The first section says start here. So it kind of starts that initial onboarding training, especially for like newer agents. If they're a seasoned agent, I let them know like, hey, We have a ton of additional values or resources in there that even seasoned agents, top producing agents still benefit and get value from. So once you are onboarded and you meet with Ashley, I'll set up a one-on-one Zoom with you. We'll put together your own individualized goal and growth plan. I do that even with new agents after they do that initial onboarding, because I want them to at least kind of have a solid foundation for me to build upon their business. A lot of like that alleviates about 96% of all of the questions that new agents have. So I'm not, hey, how do you do this? How do you find this? And so it teaches them step by step by step by step by step exactly how to go do it. All of our videos are in a play, pause, do style. So they hit play. Step one, you hit pause, do. To hit play. Step two, pause, do. Play, pause, do. So it's very easy for them to work the flow. But Ashley sets them up, make sure that they know where to go. Either or once they are done with school, or if they're like a more seasoned agent, when I put together the goal plan, I let them know what modules or sections to go back into our school group to watch that would be advantageous to their business. Some still aren't tracking, which drives me nuts. So I put them onto our tracking trainings. Some maybe still aren't leveraging a CRM. I'm like, hey, here's the CRM that I'm using and familiar with, but here's the 3 that you have options with. I recommend that you at least pick one and start utilizing it. Whatever it is that 80% of the industry doesn't have a buyer consultation and 30% still don't have a listing presentation. So, hey, if you're not up to that, watch these trainings for sure, because all it's going to do is elevate your business, your brand, the customer experience. So we kind of set it to there. And then from there, it's like, okay, cool. Here's the weekly trainings. You have my number and email. Obviously, it's not a one and done. Reach out. And then I'll ask them up front, just because I tell them, I'm like, hey, I don't mind checking in on you. I just don't want to get, ignored. So how often would you like me to check in on you? Like, do you want me to check? Because we have some agents that like to talk daily, especially while they're getting up and running. Some that are weekly, some that are bi-weekly, some that are like, dude, if I need anything, I'll see you at the next event. Or if I did anything, I'll reach out, but if not, I'll see you at the next event. Cool. You know what I mean? But in regards to that, I'm creature of habit. I put all of our agents in our CRM. I tag them that they're with our organization, and I never let it go longer than 45 days without anyone within our organization getting a personal reach out from me directly. And my wife, Malika, does the same in regards to production.
That's awesome. And I'm sorry, Craig, we'll go to you in just a sec, but
yeah.
And so that's with your front line that you're keeping up that 45-day contact, or with everybody in your organization?
Everybody, especially until we can't, we will. And then even when we can't, we'll hire a VA, we'll hire, admin or a manager or an in-person assistant just to help with that. But no, that's one of the things that truly I feel like helps with our retention is they don't feel like they're just a number. Like, we know them by name, we know their family, we know the kids, we know the doggos. So we just, you know what I mean? Hey, I'm checking in, da, da, da. And a lot of us were already friends on social, Instagram. So I'm championing and supporting them through there as well. But in regards to Kelly, it's been a minute, calling with, the team or the partner cap on. What's going on? Anything I could help with? Anything you're needing? Anything I could do? Stuck anywhere? Cool. Any areas of opportunity? Cool. Hey, well, I'm always here. I'm always gonna be around. Not, talk to you soon. And then never any longer 45 days. If we have engagement beforehand, I'm just pushing the task out. Like, if I talk to you last week and the task pops up today for me to go ahead and call you and check in, I'm probably not doing that because I just had that interaction with you. So it's more just to keep that interaction and dialogue.
And Craig, I'm going to go to you, and then I'll have another question.
Yeah, no, I've got a ton now as well. Go ahead, Craig.
No kidding. Hey, Armando, I was wondering a couple things. First of all, what CRM do you use? And second of all, how did you set up school? Is that something you guys did yourself, or over time, or is there somebody out there that does that?
I mean, I set mine up myself. It was super easy. It was actually better because ours was like Frankenstein. Like, we had the Google Drive, then we had YouTube videos, then we had private video hubs, and it was just a lot of different logins, and it was just all Frankenstein. So we were like, hey, if we're merging over, let's just, again, use this as an opportunity to just revamp everything, right? How we took it, or like, I look at it as the lens of the agents. Not only are they my partners, but like, I work for them, right? So I wanted their user experience to be as world-class as if it was one of our buyers, sellers, or investors on that side. So like, what would be the best for the agent? So it took us a couple nights, maybe about a week. And I mean, I can show you what it looks like. It's nothing too crazy, but it's what's going to be best for agents. What do we want within our organization? Like we do a lot of like how to, generate consistent leads and closings through like Facebook groups, or how to leverage virtual assistants within your business, or how to leverage showing agents within your business. So kind of different trainings than what most are typically going to or learning. But that's what we do within our business. So we have additional trainings on that, right? So we just keep it all in there. So it kind of just brought it all together. In regards to Lofty, or CRM, I use Lofty. I use one of EXP's. When I did the demo for all three, I personally liked Lofty the best. It was, to me, the most user-friendly for me to pick up and to learn. When we brought it over, it was like 44,000 leads that we had to put in it. It was super easy, super simple. Probably learned it in like 90 minutes or less by having to force learn it, which to me is always the best, right? So yeah, I got it all up and running. So now that was all my wife's, so she has her own Lofty CRM for buyers, sellers, investors. And then I have my Lofty CRM for agent attraction.
Oh, good idea.
And then I can shoot you over, or put it in the chat, the link for school.
Yeah, I'd love to see that.
I think it gives you a discount. And then if you guys want, I can show you the back end, just so you can take a look. But it's, yeah. So
may I ask, Armando, first of all, thank you for sharing what you're doing there. We got a Facebook group. I'm sure you're aware, Craig. We're starting to now do a lot of communication through there, but we can definitely talk about the school we had before. Anything, Armando, first of all, because it sounds like a minute ago you were talking about all the different things that you put together, the group puts together. If they're asking for something, then you put anything that you can share, man. We'd be excited to take anything you want to share, because it sounds like you've put a lot of different things together according to who you're talking to, whether it's a solo, whether it's a team, whether it's an independent. Anything you want to share, man, we'd be more than happy.
Yeah, I mean,
I was going to say, even though we got a big group, dude, it's amazing that you started off with the kind of things we're doing now and have been the last few years, and it took us a while to get the leadership team together to do what you're doing. First of all, congrats, man. You are rocking it, bro. Everything you're doing, you're going to explode. I have no doubt you'll hit 5,000. I know, Kelly, you wanted to do a follow-up question or two. Go ahead.
Yeah, I have one more. When you're engaging in co-sponsorship, you mentioned locality, that if they needed some local support there. How do you purposefully engage in outbound co-sponsorship when you're sponsoring an agent and you're looking for a partner? What are your criteria there?
So typically I like to start with familiarity, somebody that I'm hopefully already familiar with or confident in that area. If not, I'll go into our Wolfpack school group. There's about 4,000 of us in the Wolfpack now, so it's easy to typically find somebody in that area. But I don't like to just assign anybody as a co-sponsor. I want them to truly be able to add lifetime value to that agent, depending on what that agent's goals are. So an example, if we just brought on an agent and she has aspirations of getting to over 1 million in GCI. So I told her how we can do it and what this is going to look like. Unfortunately, the agent that she was interested in regards to the co-sponsor, their highest GCI year was 300K. So I was like, hey, it's going to be pretty hard for this agent to teach you how to make 1 million, almost triple her production, if she really hasn't done it. So yeah, that might be a buddy, but that might not be the best person in regards to co-sponsorship, right? So that's how I kind of leverage it, is if it's if we're not there personally, who can we put? Typically I try to pair them with somebody within our group. They're already familiar with the ecosystem, the culture, the collaboration. When they're going to the events or trainings, it's the same thing. So I typically try to keep it in there. But we're part of the Wolfpack. I have a ton of co-sponsorships with the Honey Badgers. I have a ton with the Go-Go, with Fast Forward, right? I don't mind going outside of my organization. To me, it's always one, what's going to be best for the agent. So what is it you're wanting or looking for? Or what different technologies or resources or skill sets are you wanting that would give you what you want in your business. So for example, we have an agent in our organization. He geeks out on Lofty, has a YouTube channel only going over Lofty. That's his jam. Likes to incorporate AI and probably one of the best that I've seen in it. So if it was Craig was damn, I want somebody just to geek out with on Lofty. Cool. Then, hey, let me connect you with Adam. Or if you wanted probate, okay, well, hey, I got this dope agent that specializes in probate, not just here nationally, has a solid coaching program. She's a producer herself, already has 100-person organization. Same thing with probably within the past year. Like she's going to be a good one. Let's connect you with that, right? So if they have a different skill set that they're wanting or looking for, we get hit up a lot to be the sponsor and the agent stay the co-sponsor because their upline doesn't provide as much value, training, system support. Like they're like, I know who they are, but I reach out to them. They don't call back. They don't have any additional trainings, or it was my buddy and he does one transaction a year and this isn't his full-time job, right? So they're like, hey, I would love everything that you guys offer. So I know what my agents would. Let me go ahead and make you the sponsor. They get you and everything that you have going up, and then I get the co-sponsorship, and then I can still help and support them as well. So we do get that as well. But yeah, that's how I leverage it. And then sometimes, like I said, sometimes it's not in the best interest of the agent. So I always just try to make sure that it's just a good alignment.
May I ask this, Armando, if you're open to it?
Yeah.
All these people you've kind of listed as potential co-sponsors according to what their skill set is that a list you have? Would you be willing to share so we can share with our agents going, hey, if you have someone looking for this kind of need, here's a connection already. Would
Yeah, I mean, I don't have a list per se. I just from memory or things like that. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I know one of our builders, Phil, he's very big into the investing space. Like last year, personally did like 19 units, but then he goes over all the numbers. He only barely lost income on one, and he shows true. Like so, when they're like, I want to get big in investing, I'm like, oh well, here's Phil or Ben or somebody, right? Like I don't have a list per se. And then yeah, so I don't have a list per se. And then I know you mentioned like giveaways. If there's anything that any of your agents are wanting or would like or could benefit from, just put together a list and send it over to me. Just because like sometimes it's, yeah, like again, 80% of the industry doesn't have a buyer consultation. I'm like, man, I was like, you want to increase your agent's production, put them on a dialed in system and process that replicates results. Shotgun this over to them. It's editable. You can make it your own. But watch how that'll just increase production, right? So it's things like that. It's nothing like major, right? Like one of our agents wanted a graphic to show, hey, when they partner with me, not only do they get me, but who do they get above me? So I created a quick little graphic of like me and Alika and what we specialize in, what Josh specializes in, what Mike specializes in, what Connor specializes in, and then it's editable so that way they can go ahead and take it. I've already seen it all over different socials where they've added their USPs or they've added additional things that maybe they have a co-sponsor that ads provides or things like that, right? So I don't have any. If you want to like come up with a list of things that the agents that are on this call or that listen to it might want, need, or benefit from, let me know and I could just put it all together. I don't have like one like big created list. Is kind of just like we have a Google Drive and I just kind of go in and find whatever it is that agent, team leader, broker is wanting. But yeah, if you shoot it over, I have no problem doing that.
Yeah, I don't want to definitely add any work to it. We can also go through the recording and grab some of the people you rattled off with. But man, this has been a phenomenal, dude. You're on fire, dude. It just pours out of your veins, dude. I can tell you've got just such a servant heart of helping people. So again, congrats on that. Anybody else here want to ask any particular question? Well, we got Mr. Armando. This guy is full of tons of knowledge.
While they're unmuting themselves or thinking on it, yeah, just like I appreciate the kind words. Just remember, like I was already doing this before I got in, so it's not like I didn't have to put it all together. Like I was already familiar with onboarding. I was already familiar with like our process now is pretty much the exact same as what it was when we were with EXP, but EXP now just adds to it, right? So we already had solid onboarding. We already had solid support. We already had a lot of these dialed in. So it kind of made it easier. And then EXP just being a way better vehicle, giving more trainings, resources. We also have an additional like AI course that we give to our agents, a social media course. We have an agent attraction course. We have so many different things that we just now could provide or offer to our agents that it makes recruiting to it a lot easier. You know what I mean? It's agents already wanted to work or partner with us. And now that they see that they could do it on a national scale or we could do it, no matter where they're at, a lot of agents would like it as well. So just keep in mind that I'm new to EXP. This is going to be my 10th year in real estate and my 6th year as a team leader or a broker owner or builder or whatever, you know what I mean? So we already kind of had a little bit of a head start, but yeah, like I would definitely start putting those things into play because, like, for example, like when I'm helping agents like attract, I'm like, dude, you don't even have your onboarding set up. So yeah, you're going to attract them, but then what are you going to plug them into? How are you going to, then your production's going to dip because then now you're taking time away from production to go train and do whatever. I was like, one, put these together. Two, here's ours, just copy and then, or point them here or there, and then just add the minimal things that you need to per your state or per your additional USPs, right? I was like, but don't go and reinvent the wheel. Like, that's why you partnered with us, is to leverage what we already got and what we're doing. Just plug them into the ecosystem. So, yeah, but if there's anything I can help with, or if you guys want to see our school group or what it looks like, I can share my screen with you as well. But yeah, man, I just like agents to know that, because I also don't like to discourage them or give them, fallacies. Like, we were a franchise brokerage and had other brokerage friends that were all across the country. We paid a pretty substantial amount to get out of our franchise agreement. So it rung a lot of bells and made a lot of noise. So agents were like, why'd you do that? Why'd you, if they did it, should I? Or, man, I always really wanted to partner with Mondo. And even though we were all with the same, like, organization or franchise, it was still separate or competing brokerages, right? And we were still always collaborative and helping, supporting. So were some of the other broker owners there. But then once we moved, they slowly started trickling behind us. So it was the 9-year relationship that we were finally able to, I don't want to say benefit from, but benefit from, for lack of a better word, that brought it all together and things like that. Like, do I think I'm going to be able to double that this year? Probably not, until I start having more of those builders or leaders or come in or bring in other bigger brokerages. Like, I'm still trying, like, there's other bigger teams and brokerages that I'm after or really wanting to partner with. Just because I love working with growers and builders. I'm like, dude, I love what you're doing. Like, let's do it together. We could be the Avengers. So to me, it just gives, like, it was technically an accumulation of 10 years worth of work that kind of got us here. You know what I mean? But just start. It's one of the best things that we did was, we'll make that move because revenue share is a game changer. You know what I mean? Like, it is, man, it's a blessing for sure.
And I have two questions for you, and I'm gonna have to pop off in about 3 minutes. And so one would be time blocking your day. What is your kind of your standard operating procedure for your day to do that 5 hours of traction? And number two, and I'll go back and listen to the recording if you run long. Number two is school versus hub. As EXP is coming out with hub, do you see yourself transitioning your team into hub?
No, because then it can't host your trainings or your materials or things like that. It's good for communication or things like that. So yeah, I'm in and out of the hub for, like, different groups I'm in, or like right now I'm in Fast Attract through EXP. So I'm in there taking it. So I'm in their little community group, but no, I like housing my own stuff and data. And that was one of the things that my mentor taught me early on, is always own the data as much as you can. I wasn't worried about a CRM at this point in my career. And I've known a ton of agents where whenever you get ready to leave, they're like, hey, don't forget your leads list. Go ahead and take them. Like, EXPs, they're not like a boutique brokerage where they care about keeping your lead list and all that stuff. So outside of Lofty, we like to have our own internal stuff.
Okay. And then on your standard operating procedure for your day to stay focused on attraction.
Yeah, 9 to 2 every day.
9 to 2,
9 to 2, Monday through Friday, 9 to 2.
Okay. And then to get ready for it, I mean, there's who you're going to call and making the calls and then the follow-up. What does all that look like for you?
Yeah, so the lead generation part I went on earlier in the call, whether it's like the school list or events or things like that, I give it to my VA. She inputs into my CRM. She sets it, like, she already knows when I want to talk to who. Like, if you're still taking the courses, I'm just only going to drip on you. I don't really start talking to agents until they have at least taken their state exam or have passed their state exam, or they're already licensed. I've seen too many that they don't complete the hours, they can't pass the test, and it was just a waste of my time, or not the best use of my time, I should say. So I only do it at, passing state or after. But because I've already have a list, or like, I'll send them the Facebook profile. She knows how to get their name, number, and email, and how to add it to my Lofty, how to set the task. So I just send her screenshots of who I want to connect with, and she sets it up and tees it up for me. And then I just go out and do the reach outs and dials. And then between those 2 hours, like, I'm not fully prospecting those 2 hours. Realistically, it's about an hour, maybe 90 minutes out of my day. The rest is hopefully Zooms that I've set up with that lead list or throughout my CRM.
Yes. So you've got some of your focus is on new agents once they've come out of school and so forth, and you're getting them plugged in. And do you find that you get a majority of them into production?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And fairly quickly too. That's one of like typically within about 65 days, we can have them under escrow or in escrow, as long as their effort matches the goal. So I don't care what their goal is, as long as their effort matches the goal, we could typically bring those two together.
Yeah. That's the comment, effort, right? If you get 80% that aren't succeeding and somehow you're blowing that out of the water, you're getting way more than the 80% who fell and are out of the industry in 3 years.
Yeah.
Are you seeing that ratio totally different because of what you're plugging them into?
Yeah, 100%. And like that, like as you kind of mentioned, like we do get a lot of agents that like, and I don't get them now. A lot of our agents that I talk to, it's typically between 3 to 5 months of our initial conversation that they'll partner with us. A majority of the time, what happens is, especially for like newer agents or less producing agents, they're happy with where they're at, or they're cool with their flat fee shop, so they can't see it coming over. But I'm like, okay, well, hey, if you don't change what you're currently doing, how is 2026 going to be better than 2025? Like how you mentioned earlier, like those agents that go to 3 to 4 brokerages within the past year or two. I'm like, dude, it's like going to the gym. It doesn't matter if it's EOS or Lifetime Fitness or Mountainside or whatever. If you're not working out, you're not getting the results no matter what gym you go to. So, hey, if you're going to come to our gym, are you ready to put in the work? Because if not, you stay over there. Like, we don't want to hang with you. Like, but if you are coming here and you actually want to work, you just didn't have the right plan, the right coaching, the right training system, support, mentorship, whatever, then yeah, come sit with us. But if you're just looking for another gym to blame for results you didn't get from work you didn't do, no. Like I tell people no about joining our organization probably just as much as I do about joining it. Like I'm not looking for a pulse, anybody with a pulse just to join our organization.
Yeah,
like
that's
I'm
good.
like, hey, if you're ready to put in the work. And so yeah, I do, like I said, I do work with new agents. I would love to be one of their mentors or coaches or people who just added value to their career. Like I would love to hire and bring on another of my wife. Like my wife's part-time, but she did 73 units last year. So part-time, like I would love to have another her. You know what I mean? I'd love to have 10 of her. So I don't care if you're new. If you have those aspirations, you want to get there and your effort matches the goal, we'll bridge those together, but you got to put in the work. So when I'm onboarding agents or doing the goal plan, I like when I'm doing the one-on-one, I'm putting together and I'm showing them, hey, well, then here's what I'd recommend starting your day, how many times I would do it, the consistency in which you should do it, da, da, da. I like when their eyes light up because they can see a realistic roadmap and a process on how to get there. Or I can tell that they're shook by like, oh man, like, I don't know if I want all of that. Then I'm like, cool.
Yeah.
Then let's reassess the goal. You know what I mean? You might think you want it. Like, of course, everybody wants $1 million until you see what you got to go do to get it. Like, you know what I mean?
That's good. I like it's kind of the takeaway you're doing on the initial discussion and ongoing discussion with them. But dude, you're the bomb, bro. I sincerely appreciate all your time. I'll definitely send over the recording. I could go on and on and on asking you questions, man. I just want to give you again a big congrats. What you've done in a year is extremely inspiring. It really is. Ton of content. We're going to go break all this down, but man, I appreciate you. I know you're going to have Joshua reach out to me. Be more than happy to do something, and I may end up asking him the same thing and to have him come on as well. But again, thank you so much, brother. I hope you have a fantastic week. If there's anything I can do or my group can do, don't hesitate to reach out to us. Okay.
Of course. Yeah. Appreciate you having me, my man. Truly great meeting you. And thank you guys for having me.